Welcome to the Living in Utah live question and answer session Thursday evening. I try to appear every Thursday. Of course, last week I did miss July 4th holiday, so figured most people were busy. On today's agenda, we're going to talk about the drought in Utah. After all, the recent weather, we were anticipating a record temperature today in northern Utah of 105 degrees. It has been toasty. The southern half of the state is seeing temperatures of 115 degrees. Real toasty. And I just had somebody reach out to me and ask me about they are traveling to Sand Hollow, which is in the southern part of the state, to go ride four-wheelers, UTVs, off of one of the videos that I produced. And I told him the temperature, and he didn't believe me. So they weren't too excited about heading out now. But they had asked me, when's the best time? And I'm like, fall and spring is the best time to ride in Sand Hollow, or the winter months. And they have chosen the hottest time of the year. So, on the desert, it'll definitely be 115. So 115 degrees. I did recommend a place to him. Actually, I said, why don't you just go one state north to Idaho? I know some spots up there, 75 degrees. So, but they're got their heart set on Sand Hollow. Very popular place for UTV owners. Very, very popular. So, it's in the southern half of our state. But anyways, the state of Utah, we've been in this drought for quite a few years. And they produced an article stating that for the first time in 5 years, we are clear of the moderate drought category. It has been abnormally dry since April of 2017. But over the last two winters, we had some record, or maybe not record, but we had some significant snowfall and then also rain. In March, April time period, we also received a lot of rain. Our reservoir system, when they combine all the reservoirs together, we are at 91% capacity. Phenomenal job. An expert in the field when it comes to this particular type of situation said that we have had the best two winter seasons for precipitation since 2005 and 2006. Now, I've said that, we'll go through drought years, and then all of a sudden we'll get lots of moisture. We'll go through drought years, moisture. Not guaranteed. I'm not guaranteeing anything with that, but I've seen it. We'll have a couple winters that are really dry. And then all of a sudden we will get winters where, it's a little wetter. The other thing that they do concern about is the Great Salt Lake. So they measured the elevation, the water elevation at 4,195 feet in the Great Salt Lake. That's the first time since 2019. So we are filling up the Great Salt Lake. It was getting a little dry. There's a lot of things going into the works to help us conserve more water. And we need to do that. We can't just guarantee every so often we're going to get lots of moisture and lots of moisture and lots of moisture. So there's a big effort to do a lot of desert landscaping. Many homes that have been built over the last, up until maybe 2-3 years ago. My house, for instance, it's full of grass. Needs water. I use water. Some of the new construction that you are seeing is being put in with some desert landscaping. A little bit of grass, desert landscaping. I've seen yards that are 100% desert landscaping. So it's changing. The times are changing, and we need to. When I moved into this house in 2005, I mean, back then it was just use all the water you want to use. There's stacks of water. Keep your grass nice and green. Now we are being forced to conserve. They allot you so much water. So we have a secondary water system, basically water that comes from the mountains. It's unfiltered, untreated. You use it to your yard, water your yard, your garden. Cannot drink the water as it's untreated. Who knows what's in the water? But at one time you used to just use as much as you want. Well, in some neighborhoods, like my neighborhood, they came along years ago and they put a meter in. So now they allocate you so much water to use throughout the season. They turn it on in like April, May time period, turn it off in like October 15th, somewhere around there. So now they are conserving water through that means. So there is a lot of water conservation going on throughout the state, and we do need it. We do need it. At one time, we used to have so much water that they were talking about pumping it all the way to California. So that conversation has not happened lately, not that I'm aware of. We're trying to keep all the water we can get to fill up the Great Salt Lake and to fill our own reservoirs. So maybe we'll have to shift some water from another state to help some of the folks in California and Arizona. Any questions for this evening? But anyways, it's good news for the state of Utah. We need water. I like to turn the tap on and have water. So I do wonder sometimes how states like Arizona, Las Vegas will, the population just keeps growing and growing and growing. But you only have so much water. So I've always been fascinated with, every time I go to like Las Vegas and I think of how dry it is and the amount of moisture they receive. And it's like, where does all the water come from? So it's definitely a good question. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Take care and stay safe.